Hello, 200K. But no. This is not a K, but hello, 200,000. Let me call it like my brothers in area, like my brothers in Upper Iweka Road. 200,000. Oh my God. Guys, it would not be nice for me to just move ahead with a video without acknowledging this big feat that we, not me, that we have achieved. But no. I can't do that to us. My darling fam, congratulations on 200K subscribers. Look at this thing that started like a joke. Like play. This thing that started like a joke is fast becoming a big movement. Right from when I was dating my Odogu, right from when I was dating my Oga, when he hears me speak, he'll be like, you have something that the world has to see. And it will not be good for the world not to see this light. You have a gift, you have a talent, you have this incredible wisdom that comes from God, and we need to project you. That is what my husband used to tell me right from when we were dating to when we got married. Now, so this man carrying hand, open YouTube channel for me, bought me all my filming equipment from camera to lights, memory card, microphone, every single thing. He bought it. He encouraged me to shoot a video. He was editing the video. This young man will be on break. Instead of him to be gisting with his friends or eating, he would use his break time to edit my thumbnail, to edit my videos. He would post it. For the first 1 year on YouTube, I didn't even know how to edit videos. I didn't even know what thumbnail was. He was the one doing everything. And with time, I picked up and I took charge of the whole thing. And look at us, growing in leaps and bounds, growing from strength to strength, with you all my lovely, adorable darlings, supporting me, cheering me on, telling me, Peperempe, move. We got your back, move. And look at us today celebrating 200K. Guys, this is not my Grammy speech. I'm going to reserve my Grammy speech for 500K or maybe 1 million subscribers. Inshallah, we will get there. But this is just me saying a very, very big thank you to my husband for helping conceive this whole thing. We should thank him, or if not him, we wouldn't even have a YouTube channel. I also want to say a big congratulations to myself, because guys, trust me, it is a lot of hard work, sleepless nights, all day and all night researching, working hard, editing, creating. It is a lot. Congrats to me, and the biggest congratulations to you, my dear, loyal, adorable followers. My fam. I'm not going to call you guys my fan. Hey, I'm not a celebrity. You are not my fans. You are my fam. Thank you so much for your love, for your trust, and for your support. We pin here. If you are still with me, if we are taking this ministry to 300K and beyond, tell me Nezeville, we pin here. Thank you so much, guys, for 200K. So, having said that, can we go to today's video? Who's ready? Long before Davido and Chef Chi couple stanship, I say long before we started standing Adekunle Gold and Simi, there was a young, amazing couple who we stand, who we loved, and who we were rooting for. Paul Okoye and his beautiful wife, well now ex-wife, Anita. Paul and Anita go way back. They met in 2004 when they were both students at the University of Abuja. Paul was a 23-year-old final year student of business administration, and Anita, a young 16-year-old fresher who just got admission to study law. 2 years after they met, in 2006, they officially began dating. And 6 years after they began dating, in 2012, she got pregnant for his first child. She bore a beautiful, adorable boy whom they named Andre. 2 years after Andre came, they decided to formalize their relationship and they got married. And the very next year after they got married, they welcomed a set of twins, Nathan and Nadia. Guys, we have a full documentary on the history, the whole story of Anita and Paul. I'm going to leave the link to that video down in the description box, or you can simply check Paul Okoye by Nezeville. You see, guys, one major problem that notable figures, celebrities, public personalities face when deciding for a life partner is finding a decent, genuine, level-headed woman with good intentions, void of ulterior motives. Don't let anyone deceive you. Woman plenty, but wife scarce. Did you hear what I said? If you have a good woman, hold on with your 2 legs, hold on with your 2 hands, use your teeth, hold on. Don't let anybody deceive you that women are plenty. Yes, women plenty, but wives scarce. If you doubt me, go and ask all those your uncles, Uncle Thomas, Uncle Theophilus, that have been trying to find a wife and they are now in their late 40s. They will tell you the story, but I digress. Back to the story. Many men, especially of certain social status, find it extremely difficult to know which of these many women flocking around them has sincere motives, or those that are just looking around purely on a selfish mission. Fortunately, Paul Chinonso Okoye did not have such challenges. You see, Paul met and began dating Anita when he was the senior prefect of Owosusa. In my head, Owisamad. Owosagiyo, Iga Malifeo. Owosagiyo, now there you go, Malifeo. DJ. That was Paul. Broke. Didn't have a pot to piss in. She met and fell in love with him with open hearts, no agenda, puppy love, genuine feelings. She loved him before he was P-square, before the fame, before the fortune, before the mansions and the abroad trips and the international shows and endorsements, and of course, before the women.
There's nothing stopping me. She dey feel my swag and I get money. I dey feel this, baby. You know go believe.
Anita and Paul started out with nothing. Started from the scratch. Anita was that woman whom we now call understanding girlfriend. Ready to manage, ready to understand, supportive, enduring. She built with this man. And when Paul got his big breakthrough, we were really happy. We were happy to see that their love stood the test of time. We were elated to see them metamorphose from this to this. They had made a lot of money. They had 3 gorgeous children. They had the complete embodiment of perfection. Or so we thought. In July of 2021, we were confronted with the news that Anita and Paul were getting a divorce. And we were like, no ways. That can never happen. How? Like how? We doubted the validity of these rumors. We argued, we insisted, we said no. But the more we refused to accept it, the clearer and more glaring it was that it was true. We waited in vain for both or either party to come out and address these rumors, to update their fans on the reason for this unexpected breakup. They didn't, but unfortunately for their privacy, court documents are public documents. The whole details of their split spilled online, and believe me, it wasn't pretty, to say the least. These were the reasons upon which Anita was asking for a divorce from her celebrity husband. 1. Absenteeism. Oyibo, absenteeism. She alleged, the court documents revealed, that Anita was accusing Paul of being an absentee father, a man that takes no interest in the affairs of his family, in the development, the progress of his children. Very nonchalant. It is one thing to be busy and it's another thing to have no interest at all, even in your spare time. Anita alleged that Paul was that man. He left solely the upbringing and the raising of those children to her. He couldn't be bothered about what was happening in their lives. 2. Fraud. According to Anita, they had jointly acquired a piece of land at the Lekki area of Lagos, and that she had contributed to the acquisition of that land. She said that she made the donation of 10 million naira under the agreement that when that land is developed and the mall which was intended to be built there is built, a shop in the mall will be allocated to her so she can begin a business. These terms her husband agreed to, but as soon as the mall was completed, he reneged on the agreement and refused to give her a part of the building for her to do business. 3. The elephant, the chimpanzee, the baboon, the King Kong in the room. Infidelity. Anita revealed that Paul was a chronic flirt. Numerous women scattered around the country and beyond. She alleged that Paul was reckless and incorrigible in his exploits at womanizing, and that not only was he doing it with outsiders, he rubbed it in her face, he rubbished her, he humiliated her by cheating and sleeping with her house help. Anita, you say waiting? Oh yes. Anita said that Paul had sex with their house help. 4. She alleged that Paul threw her out, that when she confronted him about his wayward lifestyle, about these numerous women, he got upset at her boldness and audacity to question him, and he flung her out of the house. These, amongst other reasons which she grouped as other painful experiences, are the grounds upon which Anita filed for a divorce. She sought for a $20,000 monthly allowance for child support and spousal maintenance. This, by the way, was not granted by the court. So by December 20th, 2022, the very next year, the divorce was concluded. Thankfully, there was no show of shame, no public banter. They split in peace, and then Anita moved to the United States with their children, where she is currently based and resident. Both parties are co-parenting in peace. The very next year, in 2023, only a few months after the divorce was concluded, we saw Paul arm in arm, bikini in bikini, matching to matching with another younger lady, a young baby girl, clearly half his age. Her name is Ifoma. I wouldn't say it was surprising to see. It surprised no one. He was divorced. He was a single man. Life, of course, will go on. Besides, women will always be drawn to men. Not to talk about affluent men like Paul. I mean, only a few hours ago, I saw pictures of FFK, a 4-time divorcee who his wife has come out to lament and show evidence of physical aggression and domestic violence. I saw the man with a brand new yellow pawpaw standing beside him, celebrating the birthdays of the 4 children whom he has refused to co-parent with their mother. There was another girl quickly replacing the mother. So even if it's a red flag, even if it's a red billboard staring at you, women will always be drawn to these kinds of men. If Portable, if Zazu Portable has all of these women tripping over themselves for his attention and his love, then come on, Paul Okoye of P Square? Oh, please. It wasn't a surprise at all to see that Paul had quickly replaced his wife. And I bet it wasn't even a surprise to his wife. Because when women leave men like this, they are not living in delusion that the man will not find another woman. They are not living with the mindset that they cannot be replaced. They know that the man would find another woman ASAP, but they still choose to leave. They remain glad to be replaced. They know what they used their eyes, their korokoro eyes, to see in the marriage. They are more than elated for the new Iyawo to come and enjoy that sweet chocolate that they have been enjoying, that made them to spit out this chocolate around 4:40. So again, it was not a surprise. So even when people were coming for Ifoma, I was very upset. I I was like, please, leave the young lady alone. She met a single man. She didn't snatch anybody's husband. Allow her enjoy herself. If the first wife lied about the hell she went through in the hands of the man, then it's her gain. Let her enjoy. He deserves another chance at love, doesn't he? But if what the first wife saw was a tarodo, if what the first wife said is true about the man, hey, Equitos, can you give me that cane? That cane that was used on the first wife that they kept for the second wife. Equitos, what am that cane? DJ. Hey! At the exam, results go more. After exam, results go come out. So I was like, please do not disturb this my beautiful Gen Z sister here. She didn't break anybody's home. She is dating a divorced man. But Peter finding a Gen Z girl half his age and moving on was not the only thing that was getting people upset. People were so shocked at all the things he was doing with this girl and for this girl that we never got to see him do with his wife. He would flaunt her everywhere, take her around the world, traveling here and there, but we never saw that much PDA with his wife and mother of his children. Only a few months into their relationship, we saw Ifeoma launch a very big business outfit, whom a lot of people rumor was floated for her by Paul. And people were like, is this not the same business that your wife wanted to have in the mall? That you columbied the whole thing and refused her to do anything? Oh, para Jesus. They were like, it's alright. Well, only a few days ago, news broke that Paul and Ifeoma were officially, traditionally married. Paul had traveled all the way to Ifeoma's hometown to pay her dowry and formalize their customary marriage. In fact, come closer. Come, bring your ear. There are rumors that there is a cookie in the oven. Not that kind of cookie longer throats. There are rumors that Ifeoma is pregnant. So this wedding was a beautiful thing, but it was also a rude shock to a lot of women. Women shivered and got the fever on the risk of building with a man, sacrificing your dreams for a man. The BPs of a lot of women rose over the weekend. They were like, just imagine a man you met like this. And both of you were there, you guys grew together, built together. And when he has attained success, when he has arrived, he then starts throwing all kinds of women in your face. And if you dare open your mouth to complain or ask questions, he flings you out of his house. He flings you out of a house that you both built together. And then he moves on to get married to a young girl half his age. They were like, what a life. And then this conversation was once again reignited, and women were fuming with fire and brimstone, saying, do not build any man. You are not a bricklayer. And so the big question is, should a woman build with a man? We have seen several cases, one too many cases, where young women started off with their husbands in little beginnings, scraping up a living. And when that man becomes successful, he changes completely. We saw it with me and you. We saw the same build-up with AY and his wife. And here again we are confronted with Paul and Anita. Should a woman build a man or build with a man? And you ask me, and my answer is yes. Why not? Why wouldn't you build with a man, especially if you're getting married as a young girl? Many of the suitors that will be coming for you will equally be young men, all things being equal, will equally be young men fairly older than you. And most men of this age bracket are not accomplished. They're still trying to climb up the success ladder. Except you come across an Adenuga's son or a Dangote's son, but what are the chances? What are the odds? Or except you want to be a second wife or you want to marry somebody's husband. So all things being equal, chances are you would meet a young man still trying to figure out his life, still trying to make money, still struggling, He might be doing well, but still growing. And what do? Will you leave him and move into another house and tell him, okay, go and blow first, go and struggle alone. When you are done, you come and pick me up? No, you would be there with him, you would build with him. And really, there is absolutely nothing bad with that. That was actually God's design for marriage. When he said that he would send man a helpmate, remember that everything that God had built was beautiful and perfect. It was only man that God was looking like this. He knew that something was missing. It wasn't perfect yet. And he said, bam, he sent the woman to be a man's helpmate. Sorry I brought in the creation story, but I just had to throw some lights. Where there is a big problem and where we are mostly confronted with pain and regrets is when in the process of building your man or building with your man, you fail or neglect to build yourself. Ladies, write this down. Building with your man or building your man does not translate to unbuilding yourself. It is not tantamount to sacrificing your life. It does not equate to forgetting yourself. We women, especially women in this part of the world, have this mentality that there has to be one winner. It has to be one of us. I have to sacrifice for him. Who beg you? Why don't you present a position where both of you can build each other, where both of you can push each other, where both of you can sacrifice for one another? What is particularly getting under my skin in this case of Paul and Anita is that Anita was not an oracle. There is what we call oracle. I would explain, I would interpret nails. There are women by God's design, everybody's fates are not the same. There are some women that come into a marriage as oracle. They came to eat wealth. Oracle means someone that came to chop, to chop wealth, to chop money. They cross their leg like this and their man would be pampering them. They don't know what suffer, they don't know what stress is from the onset of their marriage. Those that marry very wealthy men, those are the oracles. And there are other ones that are called the Odoziaco, those that came to arrange money, those that God sent into a man's life to stand by him, to grow with him. They were not married into wealth. They came as Odoziaco, not oracle. If it's the oracles, you will say, okay, you married a rich man. Those kinds of marriage sometimes are usually boss servants. You don't talk. Anything your Lord says, you obey. If he tells you go and keep your certificate, throw it away, I take care of you, you don't do shit. You say, yes, my Lord. You fly you to Spain, you zip your mouth. But the Odoziacos are the ones that marry men that are still struggling. You meet a poor man or a man that has not started doing so well, both of you are growing together, you are friends, you are paddy. It's not boss or boss and house help marriage. You guys are paddies. How far now, baby? Waiting they happen, waiting we go chop. That kind of marriage. And you sit back, you allow only one person to be pushing. You sit back, you forget yourself. And that guy will now outgrow you. You'll be down below there and he will now turn you to oracle marriage. While the guy was building himself under your eyes, you stayed stagnant. Paul is without a doubt one of the richest, most influential music artists in Africa. And Anita, almost in oblivion. No business, no trade. We don't know her for any education, any skill. I don't even know whether she went to law school or completed her law degree. Not even a boutique that can be tied to her name. Not even influencing with the platform that has come from that man. She sat back and sacrificed her life, her ambition, her dreams, her career, everything. And such women, you hear them say, my husband does not like the hair business. My husband does not like a boutique business. Auntie, which one do you like? Press forward. If you're in a marriage where you and your husband are friends, you guys are pals, speak to him about you having a thing for yourself. And start having a thing for yourself. Build yourself alongside your husband. Do not stay stagnant while your husband is building. And if you are in the Oga boss, and I cannot talk to my husband, shaking if you want to talk to my husband, looking for how to put your mouth, my Lord, if you're in that kind of marriage, that does not mean you will still give up. You keep convincing, preparing, sweetie the man, subtly insisting for you to have your own thing. Even parents, if your child disturbs you about a particular thing, one day you will say, oh yeah, take and leave me alone. Do that to that man. Don't leave him. Pressure him, convince him, beg him, and find an avenue to build yourself. Because if you don't, we do not pray for any mishaps, but if they do, you would be at the losing end, written in pains and regrets. She is the same man that refused to give her a store for her to have a business for herself. It is the same man that has opened outfits, fashion outfits for the girlfriend that he met 1 year ago. Sister, you want the ocean, make soap enter your eye, make dudu or shoe enter your eye for inside ocean? Don't be a Jonesa. You are not in America. You are in a country where if he read, your husband's money becomes his own money. The house becomes his house. The properties becomes his properties. In developed countries, properties acquired during the course of a marriage are termed marital properties. And there is good reason why it is termed so. Because despite it is one person, for example, the man going out to work in the suit and tie, right? There are responsibilities which the man should take up or pay for, which his wife has taken up and has saved him time to be able to go and make that money, or saved him resources that he would have paid for if that woman was not on ground. And that is why whatever wealth is accumulated during the course of that marriage, regardless of who is the one going out to work, the law categorizes those properties as marital properties. The man is in the office. For example, Paul is in the office, he's in the studio, he's on the show, while his wife is back home bearing children, his children, right? If she didn't bear those children, he would have paid for surrogacy and all of that, right? She's at home cooking, cleaning, going for PTA, inter-house sports, going for open day, taking them to the hospitals, sleeping on the floor while he has time to go out and work. If she wasn't taking up those responsibilities, he would not have had the opportunity to go and work, because they are also his responsibilities. He would have been at home executing them, or he would have been paying heavily for them. But these are not considered in Nigeria and many African countries. If something happens, the man will throw you out of the house. He will say it is his money he used to build the house. Your contributions, your ideas, your sleepless nights, your standing in the gap for him will not matter. And if you ask for spousal support, you will see people call you Ole, go and work for your own money. That is the society. So how can you open your eyes in this kind of society and you don't build yourself? You say you are building a man. As you are building the man, auntie, build yourself too. Because in my place there is a name, Amaechi, Onyemaechi, meaning who knows tomorrow. It is all our wish and prayers that marriages last forever. But practically speaking, statistically speaking, all marriages will not last forever. And this building, this request to build, or this insistence to build should start at the beginning of the marriage. Because there are some demands or some requests or some projections that will be late as time goes on. Start at the beginning. It's not after 10, 15 years, it's now become an Oga Abeg situation. When you start from the beginning of the marriage, it's easier and better to push forward. To avoid incurable depression, to avoid pain, deep regrets, unforgiveness, please factor your own life in the building. Look at the example of Maya Doche. Look at the surprise that life and marriage served to her after 20 years. Have you sat for a second to imagine what would have happened to her mentally? Losing her marriage of 20 years and losing her child in the same year. Can you imagine if she didn't have any life outside them? That would have been instant rock bottom. But the only thing keeping her afloat and giving her a purpose is that work that she is doing now. Is that a life that she has built for her own self that is separate from the life that she has built with children or with marriage. Build your life too. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. What do you think about this whole story of Paul and Anita and the new bride former? What also do you think about building with a man generally? Do you support the position that everybody should be building, everybody is a builder? Carpenter, bricklayer, they build, they go. Or do you believe that not all women will have the opportunity to build, and that for some women, their destiny, their purpose is just to be a stay-at-home person, not working, caring for husbands and children? What do you think about this whole argument making the rounds on building with a man? Do drop your thoughts, your comments, your feedback down in the comment section. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Thank you for all your congratulatory messages on our 200k milestone. If you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments down in the comment section, and stay glued because we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now,